Hey everybody, it's Jenni Procopi from chronicbabe.com, and today is another AWAP Wednesday. If you haven't watched any of these before, a quick refresher. AWAP stands for as well as possible, and in all things, that's what I wish for you, that you live your life as well as possible, no matter how much you have to deal with chronic illness or chronic pain. I think you can do it. I'm working on doing it. Yes, I know you can. So I'm coming to you today from a hotel in Westchester, New York, because I'm here for one of our U.S. Pain Foundation Take Control of Your Pain events. I'm wearing my U.S. Pain Foundation shirt, which I blinged out because it's a polo shirt and I don't wear those. So I had to make it my own and be kind of silly with it. You know how I roll. So I wanted to share with you a few of my favorite travel tips, and I'm going to try to get some from some of my colleagues because they are seasoned chronic illness, chronic pain travelers. So here we go. Okay, I know it's a little bit of wobbly cam today because I'm doing this on the fly, but I hope you think it's worth it. Okay, here I am with Lori Monarca. She runs the U.S. Pain Foundation office. She is amazeballs. She's got a tip for you.
When traveling, I try to leave a little bit earlier, so before an event, I have time to relax and unwind.
I love it. Thanks, Lori. One of my first tips is always ask for the pillows that you need. If you need 27 pillows, ask for 27 pillows. If you're like me and you want foam pillows, not feather, call ahead, and then when you get there, ask immediately for housekeeping, and they will bring you the pillows that you need. Do not sleep on crappy pillows. If you've got to bring your own pillow with you, which I often do in my suitcase, just shove it in there. Hey, this is Jenni again. I'm here with my friend Jackie.
Hi.
And Jackie is a fellow U.S. Pain ambassador, and Jackie's got a great travel tip for you.
So because I have problems with smells and with migraines, I tend to bring a down pillow because it crunches up smaller, and that way it kind of absorbs the vibrations while I'm on the plane, and then at the same time when I go to the hotel, if I can't stand the smell of the sheets, I have a pillow to sleep on, and I usually fold up the duvet cover that's flannel from my down comforter, and I fold it up and put it inside the pillowcase so nobody can even tell it's on top of the pillow, and then I've got a blanket on top of it that doesn't smell.
I love it. Always tip people when you're traveling. I usually tip a couple bucks to the housekeeping staff every day. Some people feel like they should just tip it all at the end of their trip. Not a great idea. Different people usually clean your room day to day, and when you tip, they take better care of your room, and they're more eager to help you if you have a special request, like extra shampoo or extra pillows, if 27 pillows. So tip, don't be stingy. Hey, I'm here with my girl Shayna. Hi. She's the Director of State Advocacy for U.S. Pain, and she's got a tip for you.
Sure. So this tip is more towards those who might have an anxiety disorder or panic disorder. And yeah, for me, it's I always make sure that I have this little kit. So one thing that I have is my medical bracelet. It just makes me feel more comfortable and safe. So if anything were to happen to me, someone can just look at my information right away. I carry a worry stone as a grounding technique. So if I start to feel a little anxious, I can just do that. I also download 2 apps that are for meditation and relaxation. And I carry around some essential oils as well and do a little lavender. And maybe I'll put a little bit on my wrist so that way if I'm about to go speak before some, a big crowd or something like that, I can just gracefully sniff and
I
be
love
okay.
it. I have a little lavender on my wrist right now.
Oh, it does. I'm so calm right now.
Relax. Thanks, Shayna.
You're welcome.
Another tip, hotel bathroom lighting, not usually the best. Or it's fantastic and you're gonna see a bunch of stuff that you didn't know you had, like a weird hair that grows out right here. So be prepared. Bring tweezers. Hey, so I'm here with Ellen and Stu Smith. They are co-directors for Medical Marijuana Advocacy for U.S. Pain Foundation. They've got a couple tips for you.
I would suggest as far as car travel that one of the most important things is not to push yourself beyond your limit. We have done it many times and regret it. You need to take regular rest, even to the point of pulling off on the side of the road and sleeping and taking a nap. It's similar to when I used to have a chainsaw. The guy that sold my chainsaw said you get more accidents on chainsaws happen when you push yourself beyond your capacity. That's when you have accidents. It's the same thing with traveling with EDS or fibromyalgia or any chronic pain. When you push yourself beyond it, you pay the price.
Ellen, do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. And if we're flying, we're very careful to call the airport. Even when somebody else has told them I'm disabled, I always make sure I call them back again. I make sure they understand I travel with a service dog. We always also make sure, because a lot of walking for me doesn't work, so we always have a wheelchair waiting. We did make the mistake one time of traveling with our own manual wheelchair, and they proceeded to break a brand new one on the flight. So we don't do that anymore. We actually use the airline wheelchair instead. And then if we're going to be at a location out of our state for a while, I will rent a scooter instead of taking a chance of having my wheelchair break. The other thing we always make sure is to pack food. I always have a little supply of healthy snacks in the car, plenty of water, medication. We always think ahead in advance of what we need to be taking, because sometimes when you're traveling you kind of lose track of time and you forget those things. And especially with something like POTS, if you don't stay up with your medication, next thing you know, your blood pressure's dropping down, and then you're kind of in trouble. So, those are just things, getting up, moving around, taking breaks, packing small snacks, stuff like that, we have found very helpful.
Another tip, y'all know I like to bling out things. Yup, pillowcases. I bring enough meds for the entire trip, plus at least 2 to 3 days, sometimes more depending on where I'm going and what the forecast is like. Don't underpack your meds, and don't pack them in your suitcase that you check on the plane. Always keep them in your carry-on. And if you're worried about documentation, bring all your prescriptions, okay? Another thing I do is I work out. You can see here I got my travel yoga mat and yoga strap. I also went swimming yesterday. Don't think I'm gonna have time to go today, so I'm really glad I squeezed it in yesterday. And be flexible, not just with yoga, but be flexible about when you work out, how much you work out. You may not fit in your entire workout, or maybe different than you're used to. Call ahead, find out what the hotel's amenities are. If they don't have their own gym, they may have access to a local gym. If they don't have their own pool, they may give you access to a local pool. You never know, and it never hurts to ask. In fact, it helps you to ask. So flexibility is key. For example, I like to swim laps. Yesterday I got into a pool. It was a bunch of families and kids, some kids that I knew, some families that I knew. And I wanted to swim laps, but you know what? The kids want to play. So I would swim a lap, we would play. I would swim a lap, we would play. Sometimes I would go this way across the pool and a kid would swim underneath me this way. And actually it was pretty fun. And I think I worked out harder than I have in a long time, but I was so enjoying it that it didn't feel like work. So I really encourage you to be flexible and to seek fun in your workout when you are traveling as much as you can. Okay, I have two redheads with you at the same time, which is dangerous. This is Gracie Bagasse Young from Gracie Jean Chronic Pain Advocacy, and she's got a few tips for you.
Hello. When I travel, I have CRPS in my right arm. I also have Lyme disease, and I have horrible anxiety about putting my overhead carry-on into that compartment up above, unless my husband's with me to do it, because he's really big and tough. So what I always do is go up to the flight attendant counter and stand there and wait for them to take volunteers to check the bag. I want to be the first one volunteering to do that, because I don't really like asking people to help me. I know that I shouldn't be worried about that, but I am. So.
I think you should ask people to help
I
you,
know.
but that's just me.
And I do. If I have to, I do. But it's
I know
easier.
What it means to have
yeah,
anxiety.
it's easier to get up to the counter and just wait to be the first one to volunteer for them to check it.
And on this trip, didn't you get to skip the checked baggage fee because you did it as a volunteer?
Yeah.
So
yep. I saved that $25. Right. Also, I'm always cold, so I always have mittens in my purse at all times. I like to take the little folded up fleece blankets because they fold really nice and teeny tiny on the airplanes because it's cold. I always have a coat, and of utmost importance to me is don't skimp on the vitamins. You like to try to pack light, but I always take my vitamins with me. I mean, of course, take the meds that you need and take extra if you have to have them, or if you even anticipate that you might, because traveling does cause
could be delayed
more pain. I don't really take pain medications, but I do take precautionary ones with me on trips in case I'm going to.
Me too.
But I never ever skimp on the vitamins because they keep me ahead of the game when I'm
that's
traveling.
really good, because traveling can be really, really tiring. So we have to take good care of ourselves.
It drains you. It's not like your everyday living. You're out of your element. So that's what I like to do when I travel.
Okay, so I'm here with one of my favorite chronic illness and chronic pain travelers, Grover. I don't know. I can't do a Grover voice. So one of my friends brings Grover with her everywhere she travels. And one of the coolest things I think about that is that she brings something really special that is unique to her personality and reminds her of home. And it's also distinctive. And so everybody recognizes her and recognizes Grover, and it makes for a lot of fun. So make sure you include fun in your travel. Make your hotel room your home. Bring your stuff in cute, colorful bags or whatever makes you feel at home. Bring snacks that you like. It never hurts. Travel in cute, colorful bags that make you happy because you're going to be carrying that stuff all the time. Oh, speaking of carrying that stuff, ask for help. A lot of times you don't have to carry that stuff. A lot of times someone will help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Hey everybody, I'm here with Cindy Steinberg. You're the National Director of Advocacy and Policy for U.S. Pain Foundation, right?
Exactly.
Cool. So what's your favorite travel tip for chronic pain and illness management?
My mat.
Your
I
mat.
have a camp mat that self-inflates. I just roll it up. It's really comfortable. And I need to lay down every hour for my back. So I just roll it up and I bring it with me.
That's so cool. And you've got pillows and stuff with you too.
Yep. I take one of those carry-on suitcases. Nobody knows what's in it. It's very light because it just has pillows and a mat.
Super cool. I'm going to buy one myself this week because Cindy's been chilling on the floor whenever she needs it, and I kind of want to be down here with her.
Yeah.
I don't have a mat right now. It's kind of rough, but we're going to fix that. Thanks, Cindy.
You're welcome.
You are at the airport, even if you're like me and you're not using a wheelchair or another assistive device, but you know that it helps you a lot to have pre-board so you can get on before other people and take your time getting settled. And on this trip especially, I was feeling really wobbly and exhausted, so I really needed that. Go ahead and ask for it. When you check in at the front desk, when you get to the airport, or sometimes you can call ahead, you can request wheelchair service, you can request one of those little, trolleys, carts, whatever they are, to take you to your gate. You can request pre-boarding. There's no extra charge. Sometimes they'll even let you check your bags for free when you ask for pre-boarding. It never hurts to ask, and it makes things so much easier. And speaking of pre-boarding and people's conceptions about people with chronic illness and pain, I had an opportunity to practice my one-liner about invisible disability because as I was getting on the plane in Chicago to come here, they called for pre-board and I was walking past a woman and she said, "That woman doesn't look like she has anything wrong with her." And I just turned around and said, "Well, you know what? Just because you can't see anything doesn't mean she's not disabled. Have a great flight." Just kept walking. And then she did not catch my eye when she got on the plane. So, sometimes you have to educate people. It's good if you can do it without being bitchy, because that kind of leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. If you can do it gently but firmly and with a smile, you have the chance to educate people, even if it's a real pain in the ass. I mean, I felt kind of like shaky and weird after I said it, but whatever. I know I did the right thing. Hey, I'm here with Flora. She's the Director of Ambassador Integration for U.S. Pain Foundation. She's got one of her favorite travel tips.
Hi guys. What I normally do is I have a bag of all my clothes that I use as a carry-on that I tuck underneath the front seat, and then I just slide it out a little bit so that I can put my foot up on it because my pain is in my left ankle. So
it really helps you to keep your foot
oh
elevated?
yes, that way I don't have the vibrations. Like even if we hit like any turbulence or something, it ends up diminishing that a lot, and the vibrations really agitate my pain.
I love it. I didn't think about that because vibration affects me too.
It really helps. I started doing it back in 2009, and I've never changed the process yet.
I love it. Thanks, Flora.
You're welcome, dear.
See this coffee maker behind me? Yeah, I bring my own tea. Bring all the little things that will make you feel like you are at home. So bring your own tea, bring a little pot of honey, do the things that you need to do, throw it all in plastic bags in your luggage. If you need to bring snacks, if you need to bring a candle to light in your hotel room, please be safe about fire, but go for it. Essential oils, a smell that's familiar to home, might really help you get better sleep if you rub a little bit on your pillow. Do the little things like that that help you feel like you're at home. Bring your favorite pajamas. Make an effort to really get cozy. In fact, when I get to a hotel, even if I'm super stoked to see all the people I'm traveling with, the first thing I do is unpack all my bags. I run to my room. Well, I don't run. Let's be real. But I go immediately to my room and I unpack all my bags because I want to feel like this is my home away from home. That's my iPad charging. ABC, always be charging. Look for outlets everywhere you go. A lot of the planes have them on the plane now. Trains have them. If you take Amtrak a lot, Amtrak has plugs on all its trains right now. In the hotel room, you can plug in all the time. Always ask for free Wi-Fi. Don't settle for paying for Wi-Fi. There's almost always a way around doing that. But seriously, always be charging. Thanks for watching this week. I hope these travel tips help you a lot. I can't wait to share more with you and hear what are your favorite travel tips. So join us on the blog at chronicbabe.com to add your favorite travel tips to our list. Thanks for watching, and check out another video I just picked for you. And make sure you never miss all the great stuff we have to offer. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today. Thanks.
State advocacy.
Stare at your boob for a second. Okay. Stare. Should we do another take?